Formation of Mind by Daniel Nicole Dunlop, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. This piece is an extract from an article entitled The Function of Mind, published in the June 1912 edition of The Path magazine. The Path was a journal of the Adyar-based Theosophical Society, published in London. Formation of Mind. The mind is usually divided into two, the higher mind and the lower. The lower mind practically represents the human being and is occasionally inspired in moments of aspiration by the higher mind. It is more closely associated with the physical man and is the mediator between the human and the divine by transmuting the spiritual energies into terms and forms in which they become intelligible. A man under the sway of the lower mind is easily influenced by the magnetic field and comes readily under the dominance of desire. Most of us have no mental body at all yet. We have not made one. It has taken millenniums to make the physical body, but we do not yet understand thought. We are not any of us intellectual enough yet to have built up a mental body in which we can move as easily as we can in our physical bodies. We are not any of us intellectual enough yet to have built up a mental body in which we can move as easily as we can in our physical bodies. Nevertheless, there is a distinct atmosphere of the mind, and it is as necessary to the mental life as air is to the physical being. Without it, a man would be simply an animal, and when anyone lacks this essential element which characterizes man, viz. The mind, he is either an idiot or a lunatic. For the majority of men, there is a definite mental atmosphere, but it is not yet specifically shaped and formed into a body in which he can function freely. It is part of our work as students of philosophy and science, of history and religion, of art and music, to learn to make by our thinking a definite mental body which we shall be able to use with more freedom than we do our physical bodies. For the connection between the mind and the physical body is not yet a direct connection. It is through the psychic man that the connection is made. Now you may ask what proof there is of the existence of this psychic man. There are many evidences. You have only to turn your attention to what has been done by the Psychical Research Society, to what has been done through the means of spiritualism, etc., and through the researches of one kind and another, you find abundant evidence of a psychical nature in man. It is through this magnetic field that the mind must work, but for most of us, the magnetic field holds the sway. We are chiefly animal in our nature. The whole heredity of the body is tinged with the animal consciousness, the desire nature. Mind has not yet gained control over this desire, with its tremendous energy stored in the body of man, and this energy is not really useful until it is controlled by the mind. The vital currents of life are dissipated when the mind is debarred entrance, for then the creative energies are used to satisfy the senses instead of to build a thought body. We shut the door and keep out the mind when our senses are pleased, and so we stifle our mental existence, just as the physical body becomes enfeebled and finally dies if it is deprived of air. The prick of conscience is the witness that the mind is standing ready to enter when you give it the opportunity. If you conserve the currents of your life, you will see that when you make mistakes, it is generally because you shut the mind out, and what little is left becomes intent upon gratifying desire. And it is this prostitution of the mind to satisfy desire that is the cause of all the suffering of humanity.